ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise, and welcome to what is hopefully a quick guide about From the Depths logistics. Basically, how to get materials and supplies from A to B and all around the place so you can happily conquer the beautiful planet of nature, which looks like this. So, this is just something that it occurred to me I should do and has been requested because, well, I've been playing a lot of campaign recently, and so it helps to know how this kind of stuff works before you just kind of jump in and get really confused. So, I'll try and keep this brief. Future me, post up right now if I succeed, and laugh at me if I don't manage it. But in any case, so it all starts with materials. So, what you're looking at right here is my large material platform, or large resource platform, and it's currently full of materials, but it is losing materials a little bit at a time. That is because it is making ammunition, it is making fuel, and it's got RTGs generating infinite energy, which is very, very useful indeed. I wonder if is it actually running out of energy? Very slowly it is. That's irritating. I need to fix that. But in any case, so this is where it all starts. So, if I turn the UI back on, this is a resource ring, and on the map you can see it looks like this. Uncharted resource, materials, 0 out of 1000 accessible, and growth of 5 per second, infinite reserve. What that means is, it can have 1000 material accessible to harvest at a time. It regenerates that material that is accessible about 5 per second, and it's got infinite reserve. So this particular one, just because we're in the vehicle designer, is it's just got an infinite supply. It'll always regenerate no matter what. It won't run out. So that's a good thing, and these are rare in the campaign. I'm not sure if there are any, actually. There might not be. I haven't checked. But, yeah, so this is where it starts, a material zone like this, and you need to stick something in there that has two things. One is material storage, so it can hold it, because the campaign has all local materials now. There used to be a centralized resource system, which was a very RTS-like thing. You could just go on the map and it would be global. You wouldn't need to ferry materials around. It would just be a universal pool that all your craft could draw from. That's not the case anymore. It is now localized and in storage. So you need these, and you also need material gatherers, and there's two just aesthetic differences between them. So, material gatherer and oil drills, these things are identical. The only actual difference is it's just aesthetics, really. Like the oil drill does this thing where it's like, is it doing it? It's not doing it. Like, it kind of drops a pipe down, but at the same time it doesn't. In any case, it's just appearance-wise between the two of them. Like, either work. Back in the day, interestingly enough, there used to be multiple different resources, like wood, metal, crystal, oil, and stuff like that, and you'd use specifically oil pumps to gather oil. Not the case anymore, it's been simplified since then. So, you need these and you need that. So then you can gather materials, and materials are what you build all your craft from, but there's 2 more, or rather 3 more resources to worry about. And the first one is fuel, and you build fuel by having, on a craft which has material containers, pardon me, there's just someone doing a donut outside, and very illegally, not supposed to be doing that. In any case, what was I saying? Oh yeah, speaking of oil and fuel. So, you need material storage to convert material into fuel, and to do that, you need fuel refineries. And these are pretty straightforward to put down. So you've got the fuel refinery, which is just the thing you start with. Then you can improve the efficiency by adding catalytic crackers, cokers, desalters, and flare stacks. All these, the crackers, the cokers, and desalters all improve the... Well, no, the crackers and cokers improve the efficiency of it. So like this, you can see this refinery right here converts... where is it? It converts 1 fuel per second into 13.2 material, which is... It's not... I don't think that's the most efficient you can get it now, but it is up there. It's not going to be a great ratio no matter what you do. That is a recent change. It used to be incredibly efficient and just fuel was basically free, especially if you used an efficient engine along with it. So yeah, there's that, and the desalter just decreases the amount of dangerous gases generated, because these things generate dangerous gas as they produce stuff. So, the desalter reduces the amount of dangerous gases produced, and the fuel refinery flare stack burns it off. So, this reduces it, and the flare stacks kind of get rid of it. So, whenever you're plotting out your fuel refinery, you need to always have a refinery still. Have a coker, have a desalter. I think, hang on, let's see. I think it's either the cracker or the coker. It doesn't say in here. It might just be the coker. That you can only have one and connected to a refinery, and they don't stack if you put more. The other one, you can put as many as you like. I think it's the cracker. Just occurred to me, I've forgotten that. Easy to figure out, though. But, yeah, so that's the fuel refinery, and you also have pipes to connect them here, there, and everywhere. And also, recent addition back into the game, and this is the simple fuel processor, and it's like a mini refinery. It's very, very inefficient, so it converts one material into 10 fuel, so this refinery isn't really that good, actually, if it's like only just that much better. But saves a lot over the long run. But in any case, this is just so you can stick one of these on a craft and just make sure it'll never run out of fuel. Very inefficient though, so you can't rely on them alone. Okay, so that's fuel, and the next thing is ammunition. So, you'll see ammunition, you need ammo boxes. So let's do this. Ammo storage. There's lots of different ways to store ammo. Most of these are... The difference between ammo barrels and ammo parts box is mostly aesthetic, but the ammo parts box is easier to connect to other stuff because it connects to other blocks on all sides. Ammo barrels only connect on two sides, so main reason to use ammo barrels is aesthetics, and you can place full ones and empty ones, and it is more efficient to place them empty, just because, for now at least, the only thing that produces more ammo is ammo processors, so if we turn our blocks invisible again, a whole bunch of ammo makers that convert materials into ammunition, 0.5 material to 7.5 ammo, and in plain English that is 1 material to 15 ammo, which isn't a great ratio, but at some point what the devs are going to add are ammo refineries as well, so, well, ammo factories, I guess, so they're like the fuel refineries, but for ammunition. So that's how you get fuel and how you get ammo, and the last thing is energy. So in order to have energy, you need batteries, and in order to keep them filled up, there's a number of ways to do it. RTGs are the simplest way to do it. They are very expensive, and they do not produce much energy per second. Really material inefficient for, like, most builds, except for something that uses very little power, but it's infinite and free, so that's how these things are useful, and a lot of... until you can get, like, really good fuel refinery production, and a lot of them going, a lot of small craft are better off using RTGs, because they never run out. Okay, so that's the short answer. There are other ways to produce it. One of them is, let's go here, with regular fuel engines, and this is an example of one. There is a battery charge slider. So this particular one, this is just a prefab I've yanked out of the engine section. We're still in dev test, by the way, and will be until all these changes move to stable. So you can slide this however much you want. So if you set that to 0, the engine will not produce any, will not convert any, basically converting fuel into battery power. It won't do it at all. Set it to 1, that'll be its only job. So that's pretty straightforward. And the last way to produce energy that I can remember is steam engines. So we go something like this. God, I love these prefabs. So what you have here is a steam engine, and it's all connected to a steam turbine generator. So this is the steam thing. It looks a little bit intimidating. Don't worry. It's basically the same thing 3 times in 3 different sizes. So controller, boiler, turbine generator. It's reasonably straightforward. And this converts material directly into steam, and this is, if you want huge amounts of energy, this is by far still the best way to do it, because fuel engines are kind of burning precious fuel for that, and you can kind of get a better I feel you can get a kind of better material to battery power ratio just if you use a steam engine, sorry. So if we go here, it's converting 0.9 material per second, which will create 454 steam volume, and that there, then there. It's creating, with 2 of these, about almost 900 energy per second for what is a very small amount of material. So, if you want to produce battery energy, steam engines are pretty much the best way to do it. And last note on the battery power, you can make really... Like, if for whatever reason you want something compact, or you don't want something to give off heat, or you don't want an engine that uses, like, that burns materials or fuels directly, you can stick an electric engine on there, and that produces power based on how much battery storage there is. The more storage there is, the higher the power, so 440 power, you get rid of one of the batteries, it's just 400, so that's quite a handy way. Like, electric engines make good backup for that. We're getting off topic there. So, those are the 3 things, and if you go into this menu, hit R, you'll see there's the 4 things right there. Materials, ammo, fuel, and battery power. So, that's the basic resources for you. Now, how do you get them to where they need to go? Because this platform is currently producing all 4, but how do we give it to, say, this guy up here, which is a cargo ship, or cargo blimp rather. So this thing runs on RTG, so it's good for energy, but I want this thing to carry more ammo and more fuel. It's currently not carrying much. And the way you do that is supply groups. So if you hit E, or if you go to the map screen, you can select your fleets, and you can hit R, and you can modify this here. So this is setting how much resources each particular unit keeps and how much it gives away. So currently, large resource platform is full of energy, and it needs to stay that way because it's RTG powered, has an electric engine, and this is how it stays aloft. So it's full of energy. And you can change that if you want to supply energy to your other craft. And currently it's set to keep no fuel because it doesn't need it, it just produces it and stores it. Keep no ammo because it has no weapons, doesn't need to fire, and keep no materials because the whole point is that it harvests them and shares them out. In order to get that the way you want it to be, so the CRA Fat Skink, which stands for... I forget what CRA stands for. It stands for something. Cargo Really Animal or something. Who knows? I certainly don't. But this thing's a little different. It keeps very little fuel, it keeps very little ammo, it keeps very little material, and it keeps high levels of energy. So it's willing to share. And if you put these guys in the same supply group, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or none, what you get is they share materials. So what we have here, look at the ammo, look at the fuel. You'll see that they are swapping it around. Fuel is being put into the blimp, and energy is being passed to the large resource platform, which is pretty good. Now, if you set this now, so like so, you'll notice it's full right up, it's taking all the ammo, it's taking all the stuff, all the time. Now, there is a way to make sure, just to kind of brute force this, and that is, so let's go here, so keep low levels of everything, and that is to go here. So, this is the supply fleet button, so you can set who does what, and who gives to who, and who takes from who. So, with a large resource platform here, so we're selecting our Fat Skink. Force take from resource platform, force give to the CC Twinhead, which is our combat ship. So now, it's going to do that regardless of a supply group. And we need to set the same here, so force give to everybody. So you see right there, it's giving everything it's got over to the CRA Fat Skink. And that's how you set up your supply groups. You basically, your resource platforms, they force give to everything. Your supply vehicles, they force take from the resource platforms and give to your combat ships. And the combat ships force take from both the resource platforms and the CC Twin, and They have full stake from both the resource gatherers and the resource suppliers. So, let's test that. Over there, we have
Control doors moving out.
our supply ships. So what we have here is a guy who's full of supplies. He's already full of supplies. Gosh dang it. So, we're gonna jump on you. CC twin head. Turn that off quickly, and we're going to get rid of all his supply boxes. So, we'll replace them with empty ones. Can I even? So, boop, 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 boop. And so, the avatar is now not giving any material to anybody. So, where's the other stuff? Here it is. Whoops. Should have done that. Oh no, for crying out loud. I probably deleted something important because I had symmetry set the wrong way round. That's annoying. Where is your final bit of materials? There it is. Okay, so this thing should fill up from this guy. Stop it. Stop moving around. And I'm just going to stick it on deck because I'm lazy. Where'd he come from? It came from there. So we have successfully filling up all our guys, and that's basically it. So you see here, you see the lines of where it goes. Move this guy back over here. So, thanks to the resource groups and thanks to the supply button, our fortress is giving to both these guys. The resource vehicle is taking from one and giving to the other, and the combat vehicle is receiving from both of them. So it's really nice, really cool, and that's From the Depths Logistics for you. So yeah, that is woohoo! Well done, me. Okay, future me, remember to tell past me that we've done a good today. Okay, so that's basically From the Depths Logistics in a nutshell. Do let me know if I've missed something or if this has been too confusing already. So, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon if you like, it really helps. Thank you to all my current Patreon supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell!